Hello, parents, and welcome to Flipgrid 101. It's a brief tutorial on how to use this popular app, which you may or may not have had experience with in the past, but I know that during the beginning of our remote learning and throughout, I was working with a lot of parents and students to figure out the kinks. And at times, Flipgrid can seem overwhelming if you don't understand their just a few basic key features. If you really get to understand, you'll be able to use it for so many different purposes and help your child of any age to really get the most out of this app. So, again, I'm Katie Cicchino. I'm the Library Media Specialist at Ballard Elementary School. My email is listed on the screen, and I will also put it up at the end of the presentation in case you have any questions. I'll also link to it. I'm putting this meme up because I thought it was really funny. I'll give you a second to look at it. So I know firsthand from my friends who have children and my brothers that it did become a bit confusing hearing all of these different names of applications and having 15 different places that you needed to go for your child to create assignments for school. There were Zooms, Padlets, using Nearpod. There were Flipgrid, there was S'mores, I could go on, and I think that it became almost ridiculously confusing for people, and that's absolutely understandable. I want you to know that teachers have been working really, really hard this summer to streamline the process for parents, for those people who are going to continue to go to school virtually in the fall, and also in the case that we may need to pivot back to remote learning for any amount of time. We want things to be streamlined, and we want people to know how to access what they need to access. And we want the kids to be able to ultimately, of course, bottom line, get the most out of their educational experience that they can. So getting to know a few basic features will really help us with that, and put you in a good position to be able to help them, or possibly even use it together for a fun way to help with literacy and other skills. So what is Flipgrid? Flipgrid is a free video discussion platform from Microsoft that helps educators see and hear from every student in class and foster fun and supportive social learning. So it's a way to be together face to face, not live, but to see one another during, whether we're doing it in school or out of school. It helps students get comfortable on screen, supports oral language skills, and has several other features to help them communicate with one another. So, if you are asked to access Flipgrid by a teacher, they will either send you a direct link or they'll send you a code. If you get the code, you're going to go to flipgrid.com, and then you'll see a place right above that says enter code. Look just like this. You do not need to buy anything. You do not need to sign up. Your child will already have an account. If a teacher is expecting them to engage with Flipgrid, they will either set the screen up so they don't really need an account, or it will automatically log them in with their school ID, or you'll be given a code. So don't worry about getting onto it and creating an account. You do not have to do that in order to participate. You can create an account if you would like to use it outside of school. For some other reason, you can create a free account. But for the purposes that we'll be discussing today, you will either need to enter a code or go to a website. Now that we know how to get to it, let's think about why. What are some of the reasons that we might be using Flipgrid with our students? Well, one of the reasons is just to communicate and build community. So this is a grid that I created back in the fall. I'm sorry, not back in the fall, back in March. And we just to say hello to the students because we hadn't seen each other in a little while. And as you can see, so here's the introduction. It will always look somewhat like this when you log on. You'll get an introduction that will give you instructions on what to do. There also may be a video from the teacher giving instructions. There may be a video that you're asked to comment on. There might be some type of media here. Now, a really cool feature of Flipgrid is that it now has Microsoft Immersive Reader embedded in it. So if we're talking about a younger student or a student who is struggling a little bit with reading or just anyone who needs a little extra support, you would click on the Immersive Reader for your instructions. And then you can do your settings. You can choose the text size. For whatever works best for your learner at home, they can choose their own font to read it in. Now, I love this. Especially if you have a younger student who's still learning how to read, this immersive reader option really helps them to be able to read instructions independently. It will actually break the instructions into syllables. Let's say they're learning different parts of speech. I can have all the nouns be one color, all the verbs be another, and you see where it's going. You can also turn on a picture dictionary, different languages, depending if you speak a different language of origin at home, it will translate it for you. So now I'm going to show you, now that I have my settings, and here's the picture dictionary. It will show me what different words mean when I click on them. So that alone is a great tool to use at home with your child, helping them to read the directions themselves and understand it. It will also read it to you down here.
An activity or book that you have enjoyed.
Start it up here. So this is the instructions for this grid.
We miss you and want to see you. Please record a short video below to say hello from home. Feel free to share an activity or book that you have enjoyed over the last week.
Okay. So now that the student has the instructions for the grid, these were my students at that time. They can say hello in any way they want. Some students introduce their pets. This was not a really academic endeavor. It was more of just a hello. But I wanted to show you this example because Brody was only 5 and he was using it just perfectly.
Hi, everybody. I love you so much, and I miss you at Ballard, and I'll see you pretty soon. And I'm so glad you set that up, Mrs. Aquino.
Can't wait to see Brody. Now, if I wanted to respond to him, any one of his, I did respond to all of them, but it was in teacher mode. I'm now in student mode. But your child, if they wanted to respond, would click record a response, and then they could do a recorded response to Brody. They could also write in a comment underneath if they felt more comfortable doing that. But either way, they have a way to interact. Now, let's say that they are going to record. So you're going to have to forgive me. I just came in from gardening, and it's about 90 degrees out, so my hair is a big mess, and I'm going to pop up on the screen. But here I am. And this is what your child will see if they click respond. Now, there are some options. They can choose to, if they had already uploaded a video, they can upload a clip. Let's say that they were asked to reenact a scene from a book. They could do that and then upload the clip. If they want to turn the audio off or only do audio, they can do that. They can record their own screen and almost create a screencast just like I am, and actually create a screencast just like I am right now. Then they would hit record. They get 3 seconds to get ready. And then they have some effects that will help them tell their story or create their response in a powerful way. They can use filters. Maybe you don't want their face to be on screen. You can do this, or you can always just put, oh, yikes, that's not a good one. You can always just put something over the camera, just like that. They could also, these are just fun, add a frame. They can put in an emoji. Do this one. And they go right in front of your face. So maybe you would want them to describe something that they read or tell a story on Flipgrid using 3 different emojis and a background. That would be a fun assignment. There's all different ways that they can use this. They can add in text, and that will just write right on the screen, which they can then move it around. They can use this screen as a board and then use the drawing tool. Oops. To share something that they get ready. Oops. And then they have some effect. I set my own time limit for 2 minutes and it cut me off. So I guess what a good thing to say there would be that you would want to make sure that you're working within the time limit that you have. So then all they would have to do is smile for the selfie, and they would then click submit. And then if I had actually finished it, I would have popped up right next to Brody. I'm actually glad I didn't because of my hair right now. But okay, so that is all about how to record a response in a grid and how to respond to another friend when you're in it. I wanted to show you another example, of a way to use it. This is a teacher that I worked with who used Flipgrid to have students share with each other their reactions about inferences from books. So because I shared a kindergartner with you, I wanted to share an older student as well. This is a 5th grader.
I'm going to make an inference on the son. I think that the son is thoughtful because he got his class to go clean up the trash from the lot. Hi, Mrs. Lippy.
So as you see, that can be used for really any grade level. And to be honest, I use it in grad school as well. The last thing I want to show you with Flipgrid here is that you can, this is an assignment that links out to somewhere else. So this is where sometimes there's confusion when things start linking all over the place. So this one, let's say that you got the link to this assignment, Taking Kindness to Heart. Your child set the settings in the immersive reader. They understood what they were supposed to do. Introduced my students to a kindness collection in Epic, which is a platform of free ebooks. So this links right to that platform. And at the time of this assignment, they probably would have already read the book and they would know about it. But I did just want to show you that this is also a resource you can use. It's called Epic, and it links to all kinds of ebooks. And the assignment is that they would then pick a character that they think is kind from the stories they read, write about how they know they're kind, what did they say or do. And because they're the first one on here, you're not going to look the same as the others. So if you're the first one on, you would then be the first to record your response. Again, you can use Flipgrid on any phone or device as long as it has an embedded webcam. it is a great tool to help your students connect with one another no matter where they are, share their ideas, get used to speaking on screen, and also supports literacy for students who are in preschool through really any age at all. It's for everyone. And when you know how to use it, you will really start to be able to get creative with it. You can use it with your family. You can make cards for people, digital cards saying hello. There are just so many different applications that you can use this for. So you should definitely get started with the basics and understanding that you'll be able to best support your student. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me and I will be happy to help with anything, Flipgrid, Epic, or any other tool, especially those that support literacy. Thank you very much.